Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and welcome back to 4 Nights at Boise State. I'd like to formally apologize for the lack of content yesterday from the media team, but I promise that what they have for you today will more than make up for it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Bye-bye!
With the divide we are seeing in the country today, why is something like Boise State important?
Oh, I think it's incredibly important to have an event like this that brings people together to debate important issues that are going on in the country and in the state and learn how to really have those conversations without it being contentious. You know, a diversity of opinions brings about better policy. I've always told people that I think the more diversity you can have around a table ends up with something that really does work for a longer period of time.
And where will South Dakota stand if Roe v. Wade is overturned?
Well, in South Dakota, if the Dobbs case does overturn Roe v. Wade, that will immediately outlaw abortions in the state of South Dakota, except for to preserve the life of the mother. So what we've talked about is that, you know, abortions not being available here may mean that we need to come into special session and see what we can do to support those mothers. You're going to have a lot of individuals that may be in a situation that it feels like a crisis to them. They don't know how they can afford medical care to get through a pregnancy. Maybe they want to connect better with parents that would adopt that child, and there may be a way for the state to really put something in statute that helps support them better than what is on our books today.
What is the greatest threat America faces today?
You know, but for me, I feel like it is the constant influence of foreign countries in our United States of America. We have them not only building up militarily, but they're also controlling our food supply. If you look at some of the countries that hate us the most, they own our processing systems, they own land in the United States, they own our chemical companies, and they are slowly buying this country's debt. So I think for America, we have to go back to a policy of making sure that our energy supply and our food supply is produced right here in the United States. That's the only way that we'll have long-term security.
What did we learn from the COVID-19 pandemic?
We learned that freedom has to be defended. You know, it was interesting to me to watch across the country that because government told people they couldn't meet together, that people just rolled over and gave up their freedom of assembly. Because the government told them they couldn't go to church, they gave up their freedom of religion. Because the government is telling companies that they can control what people can say and can't say on some platforms, we're giving up our freedom of speech. So I would have never dreamed that in the United States of America, those fundamental freedoms could be so threatened in such a short period of time. And I think that's the wake-up call that the public really needs to understand is what made America special for the last several hundred years doesn't mean that it's going to be around unless we step up every day and make sure that we're protecting it.
How do you feel about our upcoming generation and what the future is going to look like?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. I don't think I've ever seen a generation that is more involved in their community, that wants to live a life of significance. So I think that's important. I also think that this generation is asking more questions that are important, and that is going to lead to better answers that really work, and that we, as long as we are facilitating a civil debate, we'll have a very, very bright future.
All night now, that's how long I've been on ya. Let's get lost tonight. You could be my black Kate Moss tonight. Play secretary.
Look at Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Here's the cover.
Don't make them like this anymore. I ask cause I'm not sure. Do anybody make real anymore? Bow in the presence of greatness. Cause right now that has forsaken us. You should be honored by my lateness. That I would even show up to this place. So go ahead, go nuts, go ape. Especially in my pastel on my page. Act like you can't tell who made this new gospel, homie. Take 6 and take this, haters. That don't kill me, can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now, cause I can't get much longer. Man, I've been waiting all night now. That's how long I've been on ya. Me like it. I don't know if you got a man or not. If you made making plans or not. I'm tripping, this drink got me saying in front of me. So how the hell could you front on me? It's 1,000 views, it's only one of me. I'm tripping, I'm caught up in the moment.
It's late and I'm awake, staring out.
I can do this all day.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Suck it.
Was that the bite of 87?